Welcome back to Sentient Synchronicities Live. Today we're gonna ruffle some feathers. We're gonna piss some people off for sure, guaranteed. Because we're gonna talk about the life of the real Jesus Christ, Yeshua ben Miriam. Right? Yeshua, the son of Miriam, not Yeshua ben Yosef. First point. Right? Yeshua was matriarchal. So we're not going to talk about the Jesus that was born from Joseph. That's the name that they give him in the Bible, his original name. They give him the name Yeshua ben Yosef. Now, how does a father who adopted him give birth to Jesus exactly? And how does it say Ben is like begotten from? But Jesus is not begotten from Joseph. He's begotten from Mary. So the first thing is you call him Yeshua ben Miriam. That's his matriarchal name. Seems like a small point, but imagine if somebody said, right? Let's say your African friend says, my name is Yehuda. You say, oh, your name's Judas? No, Yehuda. Judas, cool, right? Somebody is like, my name is Johannes. Right? He's from Johannesburg, let's say from South Africa. That's the burg, the town of Johannes. Right? He says, my name is Johannes. You go, John. Cool, John, nice to meet you. That's not respectful, right? That's really racist. First step. Look at your Bibles. Where are the Middle Eastern names? Where are the African names? Where are the names of all these diasporic people that are represented? Where are the pictures? Now, other aspects, right? Now, if you're an African person, you're any person from any background, look at your Bible. Do you have a Kebra Nagast? Very important. Do you have the wisdom of King Solomon? Do you have the original Amharic Gez and Tigrinya Bible? Do you have the translated Bible, say the original translation of the Jerusalem Bible with all the Apocryphas in its original Aramaic, Greek, and Hebrew translation? There's no Latin in the original Bible translation. That's already like 2-3 translations down. So I've had all those Bibles. I'm a world wisdom literature postdoctoral scholar. By the way, this is not me trying to be cocky. This is me saying some basic stuff about the life of Yeshua. Now, do you know about the 20 years that he is not mentioned, which are not at all mentioned during the Bible? Yo, what up? Peace, Heather Nation, what up? Yeah, so anybody please chime in, hop on in. Let's talk about this, because there's 20 years in the Bible where they don't talk about Jesus' life. 20 years. And in the Gospel of Jesus Christ, the Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ by Levi, he explains that during those years, Jesus goes all across the world, from 10 to 30, travels all across the world, literally, and learns from every different tradition. Now that makes sense. So that Jesus could become the greatest messenger, he would have to learn from all the greatest traditions. The 12 tribes, the tribes of Israel, the lost tribes they talk about. So he learns from all those different tribes, learns from Buddhism, learns from India, learns from the Middle East, which at the time was not Muslim, but was actually what they would have called in some places pagan, but was actually goddess worship. So the Kaaba was actually a center of goddess worship. The trinity of the Kaaba was Alat, Al-Uzza, and Manat. Very interesting. So he would have learned from many different matriarchal traditions and philosophies all across the planet, faiths and spiritualities. Really, really beautiful. Now, why would they not want us to know this, I wonder? And why would they hide all the Apocryphas that talk about this? Quite simple, because they want holy wars instead of having a peace, which Jesus clearly obviously would. Now, why would Jesus go bomb the Middle East? That makes no sense. We all know this. This is all basic logic stuff. But if we look at it, how many Christians follow in the path of Yeshua? How many people follow in the directions he walked in? How many people try to take down the Roman Empire, which would be the US Empire? How many people are fighting against that? How many people are, say, walking barefoot or in sandals like he was, shunning all material possessions, going around spreading the Gospels, the true Gospels, which is to say, the truth of the divine feminine, which is the truth of Sophia, of the gnostics, because Yeshua was a Rasta. That's another thing we need to talk about. So, Rasta, literally, because the Nazarenes had a creed not to cut their hair and not to wash it. So that automatically becomes like dreadlocks. Now they're Middle Eastern, they already have curly locks. So guaranteed Yeshua would have been African or dark-skinned Middle Eastern to survive 30 days in the desert especially and walk through that. Guaranteed that would have been, you need some hardcore melanation for that to happen. No question. So I said to people before, and I think this is a valid point, if 200 years from now some people tried to sell us that Bob Marley was blonde and blue-eyed and that it didn't matter what color his skin was and that we should just accept their message, I think everybody would be like, listen, you're racist, you're full of shit. Bob Marley was clearly African. Now, nobody would start saying, but Bob Marley was half white. Come on, let's, it's okay. They kind of bleached him a little bit, but it's not, no. Bob Marley was African, that's it. Nobody would say Bob Marley. I've never heard a person in my life ever say Bob Marley, Nesta Marley was half white. They don't say it that way because that's not respectful. So people don't get that saying whitewashing Jesus completely is even insanely worse. So it's like there's not a shred of truth to the fact that he could have been part white. You think you ever seen blonde, blue-eyed people in the Middle East in those regions that go 30 days in the desert and survive that long? No. So people just don't want to face basic facts. A lot of Christians don't want to face the facts. And what's very interesting too is the Quran actually has more mentions of Jesus than it does of Muhammad. Most people don't know this. But you don't hear a lot of Muslim men talking about this in general because they don't focus on that point. But very interestingly enough, the 99 names of Allah in the Quran also are divine feminine names. So, and then also, when you look at Alcoholics Anonymous, very interesting point, right? They go to extreme lengths to tell you that God doesn't want you to drink or smoke. But what if Jesus went around and drank and smoked like bang and like weed in other cultures? Because a lot of different traditions would actually do that. But then on top of that, that Jesus was drinking wine, drinking beer with his apostles, doing all kinds of stuff like that. So, some people posit that, for example, Ezekiel 3 was about the angel giving the roll to eat to Ezekiel was actually a hallucinogenic roll, which could have been like acid, ergot of rye. So the bread that many of the prophets were eating was expired ergot rye bread, which had the rye, the mushroom on the rye would have given them the hallucinations and the visions that they had, which predicted futures for people in the Bible. Gotta try that red wine, have some of that in the process. A lot of Rasta people know this too. Red wine, especially mulled wine, very good for health. Longevity in European Mediterranean culture as well is achieved with the tannins in the red wine. So, but in Alcoholics Anonymous, they never mention Jesus. Why? They only mention God. They say, let go, let God. They tell you to, 12 steps, never mention Jesus. In Alcoholics Anonymous, they almost never mention Jesus. Why? Because Jesus drank wine, he drank mead, he drank beer. He would have drank other fermented beverages, which also posits that he could have very clearly, and I'm not saying he did, but he could have very clearly smoked, like I said, bang, or like, kef, or other substances, used certain entheogenic, shamanic ritual substances across the world in different cultures that offered this to him when he was studying during those 20 years, especially as a teenager. He was a very rebellious teenager. He whipped the bankers. How many people whip the bankers? Let's go whip the bankers. Do like Jesus. Let's do it. Let's have one of those days where we do what Jesus does. We take down the Roman Empire. We whip the bankers. We chastise the priests and the Pharisees. We go school the people on all the different religions, and we go study all the different real faiths of the planet. Now, and then we shun all our material possessions. He said that we shouldn't listen to our parents or our friends if they were in disagreement with our principles and our morals, right? And then in the Bible, it says that the herbs of the field and the trees bearing fruit shall be as our meat. And Jesus protects the lamb and the chicken and all the animals, protects all of them. But we just do the exact opposite of all of that as human beings that are colonial. I shouldn't say we, but a lot of people in the planet do the exact opposite of that. And they think they're going to be redeemed by praying to a white Jesus. I'm like, ooh, you're far from the truth there. So, yeah, I would say please keep in mind who Jesus was historically. Keep in mind all the different aspects of what he represented. All the rebellion against the system, against hierarchy, against conformity. The fact that he was Middle Eastern, that his name is Yeshua, that his apostles' names were not Mark and John and Luke and Peter. None of these are all fabrications. These are extreme whitewashings of sacred scriptures that were meant to actually have in their original forms. So please keep that in mind, Yo, what up? Peace to everybody in here, by the way. This is really dope. That I really appreciate this. So, okay, let me keep going, please. If anyone wants to hop up, yeah, no worries. Yeah, everyone wants to hop up and have a conversation. Let's do this because I think it's super important to talk about the true Jesus, the real Yeshua. We need to talk about his life because nobody seems to truly be honoring and respecting his life. I'm not going to claim that I am. I'm not going to claim that I'm actually respecting and fully honoring the life to disrespect, to discredit Christianity, but rather to say, look at what the original Yeshua, the revolutionary Jesus, the messenger Yeshua, the Son of God, Yeshua did. Because he's not the only Son of God. He never told people, I'm the Son of God. He says to people, he told people, I am the Son of Man.
Exactly.
So, yo, what up, Sixties?
Good to see you today. Always good to see you.
What's going on?
Oh, I just wanted to, if you really think about it, he was Syrio Lebanese, Levant. He was very much an indigenous person, fighting for indigenous rights, who
Yep.
believes that whether you want to call them working ladies, whores, whatever you want to call them, should be given protections.
Well, we
And
call them whores, brethren, but I feel you working ladies is an acceptable term, I would say.
I don't, but because people use the wrong terms, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
People.
but I would say in general, if you want to use the most respectful word, you would say dakinis. Dakinis,
Dakini? What does that mean in which language?
those that's in Tibetan. Dakinis are actually the sacred protectors. They're like erotic tantric protectors.
Wow, that's such a flip on the Western view,
Yeah,
eh?
it is.
So how do I say it again?
Dakini.
Dakini. Okay, I'm gonna try
Yeah.
and remember that. Thank you. I was trying to be honorable, right? But I also, it's late night. I'm trying to,
Oh
I'm
no,
getting
no, I
over
feel
all kinds of pharmacology. You know what's in my system, and shit slips out. But
no, I feel you,
conditioning.
brethren. I'm smoking like a 3-gram spliff, and I've got a cup of wine here. I was trying to explain that Yeshua was a Rasta. Rastas and
Yes,
they smoke bong, right? They smoke ganja and they drink red wine. That's why he drank wine, but then they try to tell you in Alcoholics Anonymous you can't drink. And then they try to tell you the opposite of what he was saying. He probably drank beer and mead and other fermented beverages. He probably
absolutely.
partook in mushrooms or other sacred shamanic substances when he traveled the world. So it's ridiculous to think that Jesus would agree with any of the shit that people attribute to him these days.
And again, remember that all the books were written about him, not from him.
Exactly. And by angry people with names like John, Mark, Luke, and Paul. I'm like,
I'll be on, bro.
Middle Eastern people.
Those ain't my people.
Nah, man. It's like exactly like the Hopi elder Red Crow actually said it. He said, I don't know about you, but that might be your ancestor, but that's not my ancestor.
Yeah.
That might be a distant relative, but that's not my ancestor.
Like, I respect if that's your ancestor, but that's just, you gotta go so far back for that to be somewhat in my lineage that
Yeah.
it's like you've got to find you've got to find, like, Adam, pretty much. I'm talking metaphorically, obviously. But I know you get what I'm saying. Yeah, smoke on that good shit, bro. Yeah. All good intentions. And in Hebrew we say l'chaim, which means to life.
I
So,
remember that. I
yeah.
remember that. I've heard it before. And it's like I said, I'm part Hebraic Palestinian. So I'm glad
Yeah.
it's nice to be born in the midst of a storm, to be honest, because People realize that you're that person that's supposed to help solve the tumultuous nature of the situation, you know?
Bro, we're all together in this. Like, I want this Palestinian conflict ended probably just as much, if not more than you do, because I have family in Israel. I have family there. I have all kinds of family in Syria, Damascus.
Yeah,
I
but
have
I'll tell
like
you
all
one
kinds.
way you want to solve this. Imagine if one of the easiest ways to solve it was just to call it Palestine instead of Israel, just a name thing. That would be
If
amazing,
that
right?
worked, I would be down for that. If
That's
that
what I'm
worked, I'd
saying.
be down for
Some
that.
people are so delusional that they will not even change the name of something. It's like trying to tell someone, let's call it this village its indigenous name. And somebody would say, no, this is called St. Florence. And I'm like, I don't mind because Florence is probably a great person. But at the end of the day, this place wasn't called St. Florence back in the days.
Right, yeah. If we go all the way back, like we can trace it to Phoenicians, we can trace it to pre-Israelites, we could probably call it Phoenicia, we could probably call it the Levant if you wanted to
Exactly.
be
Phoenicia is a
reasonable.
beautiful name. Yeah.
But there's nothing wrong with going back to calling it just the Levant. I think if you want to call Palestine whatever you want to call it, that was the Romans' way to insult the Jews too,
I
right?
know.
It
That's
was it
why
was
I said even
partially.
the Palestine. Palestine is not an ideal name, but I would say call it whatever the people there wish to call it for themselves. You know, because
Exactly,
then that would be
exactly.
beautiful. And as long as people don't have a disagreement on that, I'm like the land needs to be given back. Nobody should own land. Nobody should own. I'm a tender here. Now I own this land technically, but I don't want to claim that I own this land. This is not my land. This is land that I share with people.
Well, if we're gonna be strictly very banal about it, you registered it. The second you registrar it, you king list it. The king takes it by default, right?
I don't have it that way. This is indigenous.
Oh,
This is it's a
oh,
Métis lodge,
okay.
so it's actually
So it's
listed
completely
like
different.
it's under indigenous rights. This is sovereign land.
So that's actually sovereign land. For anyone else, would have a true
Yeah,
problem trying to get away from that.
don't sign it. Sign it under Black's law. Sign it
Yeah,
under
without
indigenous law.
recourse and all that stuff. Yeah, I've been setting up on that.
Like, get it so you truly own the land that you're on, not so the government can come dig six foot under your land and say that it's theirs to dig a fucking like pipeline. Because
Exactly.
otherwise, if you check into it, if you own your land conventionally speaking and not indigenously, if you own it colonially speaking, they own the land anywhere 6 foot under your house.
Hmm. I did not
Because
know
if
that.
you think about it, otherwise you would own all the land all the way to the core of the earth, right?
Huh. Yeah, they would have no claim to any mineral rights, no claim to anything.
So, but they claim all of that. But indigenously, if you own the land indigenously, they can't fuck with it because they're not allowed to exploit indigenous resources.
Mm.
But if you're colonial, they can fuck you over. Now, this is where it turns in good to be an ally. Because if you're an ally, indigenous people will defend your rights. But if you're colonial and you're like, hey, I own my house colonially. No, you don't. The government owns you as an entity. I don't have any papers and
Right.
I own this place, but I don't. But I do.
Right.
Nobody can
Right.
evict me from this place, but I own this place, but I don't. But I don't have papers, but I do. But I don't. But I lost them and I didn't renew them and nobody can fucking find them. It's a very complex conundrum, but it's funny because they don't know what to do with me. I'm an enigma to them.
You are the how they say the glitch in the matrix in a
I
sense.
very much am in a sense because I practice free man theory to the fullest. Like I practice that shit. Free person, I should say, but for me, it's free man in that sense. Even though I'm not, I don't really identify as a man. But
Yeah, yeah,
I
two spirit
practice
stuff
that. Like I have
powerful,
no
bro.
ID, no passport, no visa, no driver's license, no health card. Um, no birth certificate, none of that.
Wow.
But I'm here, and I'm good, and I travel. I can hop on a
Huh.
train, no problem. But I can't. I can hop on a bus sometimes. Some buses won't let me on. trains always because I know them really well. I'm a preferred client. So
Really?
yeah, I hop on the train. They're like, "Hi, Dr. Yorga, how are you? Welcome. Pleasure to see you here."
Wow. That's top-notch customer service, I gotta
Yeah,
say.
no, it legit is. I want to say to anybody that doesn't know, Via Rail in Canada, amazing service. The train, if you want to hop and travel and see Canada the way that you've never seen it and watch through the windows and see all the wildlife and the animals and all of it, go on Via Rail.
I heard through
Don't
the
hop
West
a
it's
bus.
fantastic, eh?
Don't ever do a bus. If you're going to do a road trip with your friends, go ahead. Car trip is fun. But honestly, save yourself some problems. Hop a train. I hop a train now because they harass me so much when I drive sometimes that I'm like, yo, it's easier for me to hop a train. Nobody's going to pull over the train and say, we're looking for Anton Yorga.
Right, right. Yeah, and the truth is, like, they can't even claim to look for you because you're indigenous at the end of the
Oh,
day, right?
they're
They have
scared to be discriminatory towards me. Like they're
for
scared
good
to
reason.
actually disrespect my rights, but they try to claim that I don't have any because I'm non-status, but I'm adopted. So I'm adopted even though I am status enough to be status diasporically from across the nations. I'm indigenously I'm indigenously like probably 90% indigenous. So
Yeah, brother.
you
I
know,
can I can verify same thing. Like I know that my people's moved around a lot because of religious persecution, but I can trace my lineage back to like indigenous roots. So it's
yeah, I
the
would
same
say
for
the only
me.
thing that you have that's not Middle Eastern, you probably have some Gaelic blood.
That's very likely. Yeah, I have something in common with all the Gaelics, the Kurds, the you know those Basque,
Mm-hmm.
the RH blood. That's the similarity that they have. I'm not sure I have that RH negative trait myself, but it would be quite interesting to get it done, to get it
You
studied.
should, for sure. Yeah, because the Basque people are fascinating. To me, they're direct Atlantean descendants. It's proven by the way that the language can't be linked to any other etymological group, same as Sumerian.
Yes, and one of my friends is hey Fernandez. One of
Yo,
my
what
friends
up?
is authentically like what's it called, like Zoroastrian, like that, like Zagros Mountains indigenous.
Yeah, I have some Persian blood too. I have some Zoroastrian blood, probably about 10% Persian, Turkish. And I'm really
You'd be
proud. It's
surprised.
funny because
That might be Kurdish, bro. You never know.
it's possible because I went to a Persian wedding once and it was funny. I got the DNA test anyways to prove it, but I went way before that happened. I went to a Persian wedding when I was like 20 something.
Hmm.
And everybody there was like, "What side of the family are you on?" And I was like, I'm not Persian because I didn't know." And they're like, "No, like legit, like stop joking around. Like, you came here and look at you. Like, you look like you're my cousin. Like, like, come on, man. What side of the family are you on?" Like, and I was like, "No,
Straight
man, I
up.
came here with my friends. Like, I don't know anybody here. I'm not related to anyone. Nobody believed me. I had to explain it really well.
Yeah, bro. Because you straight up look like my cousin.
That's what I mean.
Straight up.
And if you look at gypsies, you look at Tsigane people, they don't like the word gypsy, but I'm like, yo, some people, I mean, don't like the word gypsy, but it's funny because I'm like, yo, I'm Tsigane, I'm Roma. And I like those terms too. I like them better. But at the end of the day, gypsy means Egyptian, Egyptian. That's where it came from. So why is it an insult to be an Egyptian? Why are people racist towards Egyptians? Calling someone a gypsy should be a compliment. It's like you look at
Because
gypsy.
they're really Kemetic, really,
Exactly.
if you think about it. That's why I think they take fault from that, because it's from Kemet.
That's why I
So
said, at one point I said in one of my I think I said that in a freestyle the first time. I said, I'm Egyptian, Kemetic, Gypsy, Kinetic, tipsy off whiskey and I don't know, whatever, like I'm like,
that's baller. Snaps for that, bro.
yeah. No, but it's true though, because I'm like, I'm proud to be that. I'm proud to be Gypsy. People be like, what do you mean? I'm like, yo, I love Egyptian. Egyptian's music is amazing. I love being Egyptian. I love being Gypsy. I love being an Egyptian. I'm proud to them. My name is Anthony of Egypt as a hip hop artist. One of my first names was Anthony of Egypt. So I'm
Wow.
proud of that.
So you know your stuff. Like when you were talking about Jesus, like you brought up a very good point. which is the fact that he was probably brown.
Oh, no question. How do you survive 30 days in the desert, in the scorching heat, in the Sahara Desert? And you tell me blonde and blue-eyed in some of those pictures in the Bible?
You
You're
made me.
funny. Dude is gonna have a fucking heat stroke in like 2 hours. Sorry for swearing, but like,
Not even close. Give it 30 minutes, bro. I'm white as fuck, and
exactly.
I get so sunburnt. You have no idea. It's 4 p.m., it's 6 p.m., I still get sunburnt.
Exactly. That's what people don't get. I'm like, man, you can't make up these stories. You can't. And people told me, a couple of white people told me it's a miracle from God. I'm like, okay, listen, it wasn't just a miracle of Yahweh, it was empirical knowledge from his body. Like it was knowledge embedded in his skin. That's melanation, that's protection.
There's a certain level of elemental protection that you do have when you have melanation that people just don't want to talk about. That
Yeah.
there's different subsets of humans, different types of humans. That doesn't make it a different race. It's
No,
just a different subset. Different phenotypes, different genetics. Oh, and I love the fact that you use matches for real. Because it means no butane, no bullshit. You for real,
no,
bro.
exactly. It was a shaman told me that a long time ago. Said, like in a vision, actually, like a shaman from another dimension, and an ancestor told me, please use matches. Don't use the lighters. It's polluting. I said, okay, no problem. Sometimes it depends. It's been rare. I've made a few exceptions. Sometimes I'm in a bad situation. Nobody has matches. Nobody has anything. And usually I give the lighter to someone else. When you want to cancel the karma on something, it's a Buddhist principle. You give it to someone else when it's still in good condition.
Is that a thing?
It, it is
Wow.
because you get rid of the attachment. You're letting go of the possession, so the object no longer possesses you. But then you have to give it to the right person, to a left person, if you want to put it that way. The right one, as in, like, don't give it to any random person that would misuse it. You have to give it to someone that would treat it better than you would.
Ah. There's a
That's the tricky
level
part.
of protection here. I see.
But you have to also believe in the best part of the people that you see, because you
So
don't
you
want
have
to
to give
refuse
the
someone
benefit
based
of the
on a
doubt.
judgment.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm going through a thing with a business partner, and I know he's doing his stuff, but it's just very difficult because I had to cut ties because he was just focused on new clients and not focused on like previous, how you say, like maintaining structure, right?
Hmm.
So it's like it's very difficult to deal with people like that that you think originally are very good talkers, but then can't back it up with anything. It's like
And that's where
you
I
get a
see
lot of
where
that.
people put their money where their mouth is. And proverbially speaking, that would be, like investing your money in what you speak about. Some people confuse the expression, but you know what I mean? It gets confusing a bit when you think about it. But to me, that's when I see when people are really about their stuff. Because at the end of the day, when somebody tells me I do this, I'm like, okay, where's your website? Where's your links? Who are your references? Where's your resume? If they can't link me with any of that and they're like, oh, I just have and then they have a WhatsApp with no picture on it, I'm like, listen, bro, you're a scammer, professional scammer. Like I can report you in 2 seconds and I will. And I scare those people. Usually I'm like, listen, I work with the cops. I work with police officers. I'm an undercover paramilitary agent. I shut down people like you for a living. And I do shit like that. And I'll report them and I'll tag them and I'll report their whole conversation. And I've shut down thousands of accounts like that.
That's baller shit, bro. That's the way to go because at the end of the day, cybercrime is flourishing,
Oh,
and
it
it's
is.
not quite a
Anybody who
victimless
tells me I
crime.
do crypto, here, give me your crypto information, give me your crypto account. Anybody who says I need $1,000 for this, I need 10,000 for this, I need that. I'm like, report, block, report, you know?
Oh yeah, I do crypto legit, but I tell people like we're gonna have to have a drop a contract. We're gonna have to drop something for real. We're gonna have to drop something before you give me any cent. I'm gonna have something on paper,
Yeah, that's good
and
that
I
you
only
do
do it
that.
with
But I
two
would say,
people.
don't even tell me that because that would have been, if you had told me that right from the first time we talked, I would have blocked you.
Oh yeah, but you know who I am, right? You know I'm
Now I
doing it with the
do
best of
a little bit
intention.
more because I have a couple of friends that do crypto, but generally speaking, I don't trust crypto people.
I
I
respect
trust crypto
that. I would
people that
agree with
never
you
talk to
because
me
most
about
people
crypto.
have no idea.
I
Most
trust
people have no idea.
I trust crypto people that never talk to me about crypto, and those are the ones I trust because those are the ones that aren't like, "Yo, give me 10 grand and I'll make 100,000 for you in 2 hours." I'm like, I don't trust you. I've
Yeah,
been
the only way you're going to do that is with heavy leverage,
yo, and
and that's heavy risk.
no, and you know what I can do? I can turn real estate wise, no joke. I've turned like 100 grand in 5 years, 80 grand technically in 5 years with a bit of bank leverage. But like, if you really want to put it properly speaking, I turned 100 and let's see, 140 grand worth of investments into about 5 million worth in 5 years in real estate in
That
Canada.
is incredible. That beats any crypto return.
Exactly. So my point is people don't get real estate. I'm like, let's get into it. I wanted to do, and I've done a little short like live about that, but let's get into it to anyone who's listening. Pull your money out of the bank, anything you have. Go invest in land as much as you can. Get a bank investment, something. Get like a bank loan. Get some kind of a loan. Get something. Get some friends to pitch in with you. Get land. Even if you get an acre, 2 acres, 7, 10, whatever you can find. Get it overseas even. Go on a trip. Go overseas, but you would be amazed the amount of money. 50 grand will buy you a mansion and an acreage full of fruit trees in some places.
Oh yeah, for sure.
People
In the
don't
middle of the province
realize that.
of Argentina, 100%, even less.
Yeah, legit. 10 grand can get you a really nice house and a small acreage in like places like Vietnam, Thailand, South America, Africa, many places. So, but do it respectfully. If you're a good person, do that. If you're a shitty person, you're trying to go colonize, you get stabbed up and robbed quick, no problem.
Real quick, bro. The locals can tell.
So if you're a good person, you respect people there, they will love you. If you disrespect people there, you will get killed quick. You'll become a statistic, no question. That's why a lot of people don't go invest overseas. Me, I would do it in a second, but I don't have the papers. And right now in this world is very complex. I'm kind of landlocked in Canada, you know? So I've been
Mm-hmm.
buying up in Canada whatever I can. But people know me, they look me up, they're like, okay, it all adds up. The guy can come. I could be like, yo, somebody tells me, okay, I'm buying a plane ticket. I'm coming to visit you tomorrow. I'd say, come on over. You want me to show you around the house? I'll give you a virtual tour. Somebody
Yeah, you
said,
did. You literally
like,
gave me a tour, bro. You
you know what
you
I mean?
pull your weight. You straight up what you say you mean.
That's what I
And
mean. A lot of people won't even show you their camera. They won't show you around because at the end of the day, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm a baller. Yeah, 24-inch rims. And then you show you around. They'll be in their apartment in the hood somewhere and they don't even have they have a rental car that's worth 4 grand. But they're hoping they're going to make $1 million off their next hit single. You know, but they spent like 50 grand they didn't have on a video they can't afford. So a lot of it
honestly,
is built on that shit. Yo, what up? Truly none like me. What up? Yo, anybody who wants to hop in on the conversation, please hop on in. We're supposed to talk. We're talking about Jesus, but this is all about the people that aren't following Yeshua's path. The same people that are doing the stuff I just mentioned will be wearing a giant cross about Jesus, call themselves Christians, and go around and say, God bless me. God bless me. God gave me all these millions of dollars and these diamonds and these riches and these women that I objectify. God bless me. I'm like, no, that's not God. You'll see what happens. You go to hell. And then in their same music, they'll say God bless me, but in their music they'll say extremely demonic things.
because they show true colors, bro. That's all it
Yeah,
is.
no, straight up. Because you could tell how many people are really honoring Jesus in rap. Very few. Now, I would say some people I know that are trying to do that, like someone like Truth Seeker. Yes. Rastas. Yes. Damian Marley. Like people like, real people.
Oh yeah.
Real artists that are like trying to honor the true legacy, the true memory of Yeshua. Yeah. They're like Lauryn Hill, no question. Real African people, they're always honoring the memory of Yeshua. You know, real people that are from that lineage, that they're honoring the genetics are already honoring that.
That's all it
But
is, right? And it's how you live too. You can honor Yeshua without praising a single word, just by living the way he lived.
exactly. And some people don't get that. They don't get that you can go to church, everybody. Jesus in the Bible says, don't go to church. Don't pray like hypocrites. Pray in your closets. But people don't
Right.
do that. Who goes and prays in their closet and doesn't tell people they pray?
And you mentioned Alcoholics Anonymous. I have a little bit of experience with it. I'm doing like the steps for mental health just to see what the hell
Oh,
it is, right?
and it's good. I've been there too. I've spent years. I was a sponsor too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been
yeah.
there a lot. But what I find strange is they never mention Jesus because Jesus drank wine. So it would confuse
Yes,
people. You know what I
it
want to do?
would.
I want to do an Alcoholics Anonymous where people are allowed to drink like Jesus was. I would want to do an Alcoholics Anonymous where sober people can come, drunk people can come, people on drugs can come, anybody can come through. Now, the only thing is if somebody's on drugs and they're not doing good, you know, we have some people there to be like, yeah, chill. There's a chill room or whatever. People can come and hang out.
Like two separate rooms,
Yeah,
yeah. Like
you know.
one like a talk room and one like a chill room, yeah.
But imagine if Alcoholics Anonymous had a picture of a black Jesus or like a Middle Eastern Jesus on the entrance. And then you came in, you could have some wine, you could have some mead, some good quality liquors, good quality drinks, good quality everything, like regular bar, like an open mic. Poetry,
Exactly.
survivor stories, open mic, people could do singing, guitar, whatever. Everybody would love Alcoholics Anonymous.
And whoever just doesn't want to drink, we'll give him a tonic
We
or
could
whatever.
even have separate, like, you know, we could have two buildings, two rooms, two levels, whatever, one for sober people, one for people that want to drink and smoke and do whatever. And we can all
Yeah,
get along because we do that in
exactly.
society, anyways.
Exactly.
You know, you don't see Alcoholics Anonymous people running at the bar next door and protesting about the bar, right? So if it was a separate thing and people had both options, but it's like they want people to be like, you're eternal sinners, you're always alcoholics. I'm like, come on, these people haven't drank in 20 years and they still have to say they're
And
alcoholics. How does that
they're still
empower?
talking about their traumas from 20 years ago. That's unresolved, bro. That just shows you that they never did the booking process right. That booking process is like 35 years old. It's pretty new, right? So it's at the end of the day, like a lot of people got their booking from the first sponsee, like they were the first sponsee. So they were like, you got what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was very difficult for them to actually capture the concepts unless they went out and taught somebody. And about, I think, 10% of people go out and teach somebody. I think that's about the statistic. Of people who relapse, I think it's about 90%. Because originally, the fellowship was 80% God or whatever internal power, like externalized power, because these people had no self motivation, but really internal power. 10% service and 10% fellowship, but it's flipped. It's become 80% fellowship, 10% God or higher power or inner power, and 10% service. So that's why the recovery rates have gone down the toilet.
Yeah, by the way, I just went to drink some water because I'm like, I've been smoking too much spliffs.
Yeah, I know that feeling. My buddy taught me this way to smoke indigenously, and it was very interesting. It's like how you flex your chest and how you pull it in through the stomach. And do you know what I'm talking about?
I've seen it in sweat lodges. Yeah, when people are doing pipe ceremonies, definitely. I think I do it sometimes unconsciously, but other times I've never practiced it properly.
Yeah, it's really cool. One day we'll get on like just a call and I'll show you how I do it. It's pretty much like you flex like your lungs, and as you're drawing like whatever it's a blunt, it's a dab pen, it's a vape, and then as you stop drawing, like you still breathe in, and then you let go of your lungs and you unclench your stomach, right? So you let more air come in, you hold it for 2-3 seconds, and then you let it out the same way that you let it in.
Okay,
You hold your
so it's a balance between like
yes.
chest breathing and stomach breathing.
Yeah, so it gets your root chakra all the way to your top chakra.
That's dope. That's
I figured that
amazing.
stuff is like it was like a download to me, right? So I figured that a download to you, like it's only fair. You've given me so much, like like a little reciprocity, you know.
Yo, I love the two people that opted in. That we had a couple people that came through, but like it's really dope that both of us are actually from the Holy Land, so it's like
Yeah,
we're talking about this, we're talking in knowledge, like we're not speaking from the perspective of some white American colonizers or something being like Jesus wasn't this or that, and it's like we're not just randomly rambling about something from gospels that have been mistranslated. We know what the originals are. We know the originals are in Aramaic and Hebrew and Greek. They weren't even in Latin.
and we
you know
read
and that's
them, bro,
and
and
to
we
be
read
honest,
them
the
too.
true originals were like in Sumerian and in Egyptian and like what goes back.
Phoenician,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's good. That's amazing because we have to talk about that. It's important for people to know the lost tribes are not lost. They're like forgotten civilizations.
They're
They're like ancient
bred
races.
into our reality. They form the fabric of our reality. The whole manifestational power comes from Hebraic bloodlines, and then they got translated into Jesuit bloodlines and Islamic bloodlines. But at the end of the day, it's all Abrahamic bloodlines, no matter how you
I
spin it.
wouldn't call them Abrahamic because I don't think Abraham should be considered like a. I think that's the problem is that we need to look at the matriarchal bloodlines. But you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to
Oh,
put it like Hagar's
oh,
bloodlines, those are Islamic bloodlines. Hagar, that's Allah Tuabha, that's the goddess's bloodlines. So that's the so-called
interesting.
maidservant of Abraham,
So
right?
Hagar and Sarah, what you would say would be the matriarchs.
Yeah.
But we have
So if we look at the matriarchal bloodlines, that's how we redeem the whole lineage. So if you look at Yeshua, Yeshua is not Yeshua ben Yosef, it's Yeshua ben Miriam. So he's the
right,
Yeshua, the son of Miriam, because he wasn't the son of Joseph. Joseph adopted him. He has nothing to do with his genetics or his bloodline or anything.
right. We knew that. We like immaculate conception means a lot of things, but it does definitely not mean literal immaculate conception.
Yeah, no,
But
and
I
a lot
think
of people
almost
don't
every scholar
realize
agrees on that.
he could have been born from rape. Let's talk about that. It's possible that she got raped by a Roman soldier, that Miriam got raped by a Roman soldier and blacked out and couldn't handle the pain or the story and didn't lie at all, but just didn't remember and blacked out. And maybe
It's
she was
very
drugged,
it's
maybe she
very
was,
possible.
so and if that was the case, that would prove that somebody born from rape could still change the world. And I believe that 108% right from the beginning.
If they were never told that they were a byproduct of violence, I don't think that they would have that violence in them. There is that epigenetic, obviously, toggle, but you have to turn it on.
Exactly. And the fact is, even if they were told that, but they were told that that made them a person that was meant to end that, it's like social conditioning is real. Like they could actually be, um,
A survivor
they could
and a benefit, like a beneficiary to the world.
yes, exactly. Exactly.
A trustee for humanity, if you will, using colonial terms.
Yeah, because I was born, my grandfather on my father's side was a serial rapist and a child molester. Imagine that. Really fucked up Navy commander. Piece of shit. Total piece of shit. Abused and molested our entire family. Raped and like murdered and did all kinds of shit to like, I don't know how many hundreds of people. And that's one of the most evil vampires in Canadian history. And that's my bloodlines on that side. But that's the only one in the entire family bloodlines, anyone who's actually even remotely evil. Everybody else is amazing, technically speaking.
Well,
So
like
I don't want to
you
say
said,
race is no
Navy,
race.
bro. You said Navy. That says it all. Like the amount of trauma that you go through in the Navy. Like he was acting out what he was feeling.
Oh, and I would never forgive him. He's rotting in infinite hells now,
Oh, I'm not
for sure.
saying that you should forgive for him. I'm saying you should forgive for you in that sense, but never forget.
No, exactly. Because to me, that's like Epstein. It's like all the other fucked up people. I'm like, if
Equal.
you were, I would not blame
Equal.
their kids. You know what I mean? I wouldn't blame the kids of the queen. Like, I look at Prince Harry. He doesn't look like he has a bad bone in his body. You know, I'm
He
not gonna
doesn't
say that he's a
know.
good
Like
person. I don't know.
if he was inculcated into it, like he was very discreet into it. Like I don't think that they know exactly what their parents or grandparents or whatever it is were doing.
Probably
Because
not. And if they knew something, they didn't know how to speak out about it. You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
maybe they didn't want to get murdered or
Diana,
some shit. But if you look at Princess Di, you look at revolutionaries, they happen everywhere. They happen in the monarchy, they happen in regents, they happen in like higher bloodlines and lower, so-called lower bloodlines. They happen everywhere.
all the
There's
time.
people everywhere that are meant to change the world. And it's not going to be based on what someone's salary is or someone's, at the end of the day, I could be a multimillionaire and still be helping the planet. But am I a philanthropist if I start my own nonprofit and I give all the money back to myself? No.
Well, that's the what's it called? The colonizers do. Oh, it's okay. We'll give it all to charity. Yeah, that you control and that your kids control and take a revenue share out of yearly, of course.
Exactly.
But I guarantee you, Jesus was very well, like financially endowed, very well, like not at the start, but he became very like prominent in the Jewish community, and a lot of the things that were said about him were straight up slander in the Bible. Like he became very well known for his spiritual ability, and then people thought he was a god because he was simply just elevating so highly, right? And then they started believing him to be a god when he explicitly told them, "You are
Well,
God," right?
because he was an ascended master. Like
That's
that's what
it.
let's call it what it is. He's like an ascended master. There's like, a lot of people that get to that. It's like they're syncretic masters of all traditions. Now,
Right.
people don't realize he was arguably the greatest male ascended master that ever existed, but he wasn't greater than women. And Jesus would say that. He would say, I am not greater than my wife. I am not greater than my mother. He would never claim that he was greater than women, but people obsess over him so much they think he's the ultimate creator of the world. He isn't.
So I
He's an
think he's
ascended
the
master.
Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. A human being having all three? How? I
Yeah.
just don't comprehend it.
I mean, you could say, listen, I'll explain it simply, but it's a mind trick. Most Christians wouldn't get it. So he's been a father. I believe he's given birth to a lineage. I believe in that. I believe we have the lineage of Yeshua. Rastas believe in that. A lot of people believe in that, depending on the traditions. So let's say for a second he
Sure.
became a father.
Sure.
He is like
Sure.
the father in that sense. He's
Okay.
also like the son because he's youthful. He's the son. He grew up as the son. He became the father, and he has the Holy Spirit within him. So that part makes sense. But then what doesn't make sense is that the father is some old evil lecherous being that wants to murder the whole world if they don't pray to him. That doesn't
Right.
make sense.
And that the Holy Spirit comes and goes and speaks in tongues and in like the part of parables I get. In tongues? Why in
Oh,
tongues?
and tongues would work too because I speak in tongues sometimes and I'm not a Holy Spirit, but I'm like, I get it.
Could you explain that to me? I don't get
Can
it.
relate to a lot of people. It's an ultimate proof of supernatural occurrence because when you speak in tongues, basically nobody can say, people could arguably easily say this person has never spoken that tongue before. I can ascertain this is a miracle.
Ah, it's like a language like a vibrational download that we see through. Interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't finish the thought, but I know you caught it.
I
So,
know exactly.
damn, bro. So at the end of the day, Jesus was just somebody who loved the kitty,
The Keenies, yeah, he loved the
the
Keenies,
kitties.
definitely did, but in a really respectful way. He was very, I believe he was very, now there's different gospels that would say that it's quite possible that Jesus, Yeshua was very, very faithful, extremely faithful, perhaps even more so than Mary Magdalene was. It's possible. But he respected and he didn't even want to tell her she couldn't do what she needed to do. Before she was with Jesus, she was with other people. He didn't care. He wasn't jealous, you know? That's true matriarchy.
And he deferred to her too. If you really look at a lot of his stuff, when he was giving advice, when he didn't know what to do, he deferred to her. It wasn't just him. It was
Yeah,
him and his team.
and
It
they don't
was him and his wife.
know that in the Gospels.
Of course not. The Gospels are meant to keep you asleep.
Mhm.
It's like I was talking with a brethren of mine, right? And he said to me, and this is his opinion. So I'm not going to say this is my opinion. He's a former Muslim, right? So he said to me, in the Quran it says everybody that is not Muslim will have a blindness over their eyes. And he said to me, but every time that I was praying to a God that required me to pray 5 times a day, I felt like I was blind.
Yeah,
I felt like I was being led astray. I felt.
that's
That's what he was
that
saying to me.
because the Sharia law is not divine law. Sharia law is evil. Sharia law, the way that people interpret it in this world, and I don't even know what the originals are because I can't translate Arabic. I wouldn't start telling people, but Sharia law is like legalizes child marriage, which is child rape. It legalizes women as objects and possessions, not having the right to ownership. It legalizes all kinds of horrible atrocities. So, but that has nothing to, you look at a Quran, it looks like a sacred Arabic graffiti scripture. It looks like a pure work of art, and it is. So who can say they can translate that? Nobody. Nobody.
Exactly. And then there's also the concept of he said things at the beginning and then he changed his mind at the end, Muhammad, right? So they say they go by the latter. Who's to say we shouldn't go by the former?
Yes, because one of the surahs that's banned, Surah 51, let's talk about that, is the surah that explains that there's an intercession allowed to the goddess, to Allah al Uzan Manat, the story of the cranes. They banned that as the satanic verses.
Wow. And they did something similar in Judaism with Nehemiah where they left out the part that says there will someday be a
Oh,
savior.
oh what?
I think it's Nehemiah 53. Nehemiah 53 or 52. Like, it's left out of all Old Testaments in the Jewish side, but if you look on a Christian Bible, you'll be able to find it,
Well,
which is really fucked.
there would be a savior. Why would there not be, you know?
The Savior is within, but it's also it's an external manifestation. When enough people have become aligned with themselves, there will be a realignment of colonialism and just a total rejection.
Exactly.
Right? Like, I grew up colonialized, and only through the grace of whatever power you want to call the feminine power, the sacred power, the matriarch, whatever you want to call it, only by the grace of insight and foresight and guidance from ancestors and from all kinds of spiritual forces, really, did I get to some semblance of truth. I don't pretend to hold any kind of like monopoly on truth. I have one small perspective that's a speck, and I hope I give some level of clarity to somebody on here that's listening. But
Yeah, no, please.
uh,
And Iho, please, my apologies. Hop on up. I didn't realize your request until now.
hey, bro, good to see you again.
Yeah, no, it's a pleasure. Like, this is beautiful because I feel like it's very important to have you in the conversation too, if you wish to, you know? Because it's crazy how many people will say, you know, like it's like those memes that are like, who would Jesus bomb? You know? If Jesus
Oh my
was
God,
bombing someone, first of all, he'd never bomb anyone because bombs collateral damage. But if Jesus
word.
was bombing someone, he would be bombing people trying to bomb other people, you know? But then he wouldn't bomb them either because he would harm nature if he did that.
Kaki, I gotta keep it 100 with you. Israel does US's dirty work.
Of course,
It's not like they're on their own. It's a whole colonial op,
of
which is
course.
run. Like, I know you know this, but it's just like a lot of people don't. It's like people think that Israel's the enemy. It's not. Israel's doing the dirty work. Israel's a proxy.
Oh,
So
they
you can
are.
call Israel
But
an enemy, but it's not the
we all
enemy.
know that the U.S. funds Israel. We know that. The U.S. is the main funding source The most amount of money a year that goes towards weapons goes towards Israel. Israel is the number one support of Israel for funding and for weapons is from the US. We all know this. I think, anyways. I hope people know this.
It should be common knowledge. This is coming from somebody who grew up, went to all kinds of Jew school, went to all this, all that. Like, you should know that there is a war being waged, and there is a right side and a wrong side, and it is up to you to determine whether it is the indigenous being bombed that are on the right, or whether it's the people coming in with pounds and tons of TNT to come and steal resources that are in the right. It's up to you
That's
to
the
decide.
point, is that the indigenous people are Palestinian. Hebrews that are there claiming to be Zionists are imposters. They're Khazarians and Ashkenazis. They're not like you. You're like Gaelic, Assyrian, and you're Hebraic. But the people that are claiming to be that, a lot of them are white, blonde, blue-eyed, Ashkenazi, false Khazarian people that aren't even native to that land. And even if they were native to that land 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 years ago, native people are native to this land right now. Why don't they give all the land back? Colonialism, I see.
Real
So,
quick, I'm gonna put on my face just so you see. Like, I look like real, like, you can tell the Syrian in my face.
yeah,
Sorry, I'm sure that, but like, you know.
oh, I have a brethren that look like you that's Syrian and he's red hair too.
Look at the beard.
I know. No, and you can tell me, you can tell my Asiatic genetics on the con side a little bit. You know, like if when I cover like one side of my face, depending on the side I cover, you can kind of see the, like, it depends on the
That's
angle.
great. There is a contrast, bro, yeah. Like, one eye is
When I
much more
do
than
it
the
with a
other.
machete, it works better. If I split it with a machete, you can actually see. Sometimes I really see the Khan bloodlines, but it's weird because we're multifaceted beings. There's days where you can wake up. Now we are what we eat too, which is super important. Some people don't get that. So if
Yeah,
you
you're
eat,
putting me on to
you're
that.
gonna start looking more like a colonial being.
That's a very good point. Yeah, the more you eat fresh, the more, like, I've been buying, like, it's still colonial food, don't get me wrong, but it's fresher, it's healthier, it's like whole food.
Yeah, no, exactly. You're eating plants, you're still eating good stuff that's from the earth. But you start eating processed, like deep fried foods and fats and shit and
No, no, no shit, bro.
unfried shit and all this stuff. And then the next thing you know, and animal torture and, byproducts and slave labor. And the next thing you know, you look and you act like that. People don't realize. They start looking horrible. They start acting horribly. And then they're just, you know, they're in that.
I'll give you my testimony. Like, I'll give you a little bit of my experience. I was on an antidepressant that was like 2.5 times the dose that it was supposed to be, and I was eating a ton of processed, like tons of chips, tons of bullshit, tons of crap. I ended up cutting all that out, and I went on 80% plant vegan diet, mostly 80 to 90% plant keto. No, it wasn't keto. There was quite a bit of carbs because I had to substitute for stuff, but even still, it was relatively good carbs. Like, that stuff changed my acne, changed my mood. Like, I had to reset. Like, my body's been sleeping for 16 hours because it's getting all the toxins out, bro. It's crazy.
That's beautiful. That's exactly what needs to happen because people don't realize getting back to an indigenous diet is where it's at. It's like we need to get back to like a natural indigenous diet. No animal byproducts that are enslaved or domesticated, nothing that's been hunted commercially or fished commercially, none of that stuff. Literally, if we stuck to that principle, the whole planet would be in a minor golden age. We'd be living in shamanic infinity right now.
Yo,
But
Kalki, let's start Vegan Anonymous and start spreading the message. Make a book about all the atrocities of the excuse me, the commercial farming system, and then we'll be able to quickly and easily sway people's minds, because if they're in the anonymous community, they'll be much more open to
Right.
anonymous things, right? You know what I mean?
Done. All done. All of that stuff has been done and is done already, and that's exactly what I've been doing for the past 20 years. Anonymous for the Voiceless is the vegan branch of Anonymous. I'm one of the heads of that. Um, so then there's Anonymous OP Blood. I'm one of the heads of that. Then there's Anonymous Hackers. I'm part of that too. I'm very linked in with Anonymous. Then also everything that's been on Revolt Motion, on the new website, on the WordPress, on everything else has been about exposing the animal ag industry, about all of this shit. Yeah,
I've been reading that stuff, yeah, but it's a lot,
if
bro.
raw fruits and veggies, and you'll see a dramatic change in your health for the best. Exactly.
He knows where it's at. I'm gonna smoke a spliff to him, or hit a rip for him. One sec, let me find my cart. There it is. There's my baby. This one's for you, Elijah. Elijah.
Straight up, man. Same thing. I'm sparking up a 2.5 gram spliff right now. But no, straight up. These are plants. These are totems. Let's talk about this too. These are like,
Oh yeah.
herbs,
Oh yeah.
remedies, fruits, vegetables. They cover the whole spectrum. This is resin. This is it's got hash abilities and potential. It's a mix and match of everything. It's a fruit, it's a flower, it's a crystal, it's a bud, it's a plant, it's a tree.
And let's even get scientific. It's got, if you really want to know about cannabis and you really want to craft your own and grow your own, find what works best for you, go for terpenes, bro. Find what terpenes are naturally best for your body and find a rotating schedule that of those terpenes that actually works, bro. Because you can't just always be on the same terps, because your body will just get adjusted to it and it'll just get used to it. You need a terp schedule that works for you, that is adjusted to you, and that is perfect for you. Like, people don't talk about this enough in the medical cannabis industry. I've been around medical
Yo,
cannabis for
and I'll be
very little.
this is exactly it for me right now. I'll tell you what happened. No joke, no word of a lie. People that know who I am would know. People that believe in synchronicities would know. I was thinking in my mind before I went out. Now, some people would say, well, it's not that much of a synchronicity because you go to like a dispensary, you're expecting there's a lot of choices. But you would know how many choices there are around the world. There's millions of strains.
Oh yeah.
Now,
There's
I haven't,
so many names for the same strain even.
yes, and now this strain that I'm smoking, Cannabis Cup winner, I think 1996.
Is it a
And
skunk?
no, White Widow.
Oh, I
So,
love that strain.
right? On
Ooh.
this or seen it or found it out of thousands of strains since I was 15 years old. I have not had this. Now, I was wishing
Wow.
for the first time in my life, officially and consciously that I can think of, 2 days ago, right before I went out with my friend to go to the reserve, to Listigouge Reserve. I was like, man, it'd be really nice if I had some White Widow. And I thought about that. And then we drove out there and I asked them, not even just, do you have White Widow? I didn't say that. I looked and what was the most on sale, the most discounted weed they had, because it was old and it was from 2, 3 years ago and they were trying to get rid of it. White Widow.
Fucking A, man. Fucking A. That's not synchronicity. That's Mother Mary, whatever you want to call it, like the feminine, spiritual, divine. I have yet to find a term for it, because we use God and we can use.
Exactly. That's Mary Jane, Mother Mary Jane being like, listen,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I got you. You want White Widow? No problem. Because I knew it was one of the best strains I ever had in my life. One of the best ones for me. It's high in CBD. It's high in THC too, but it's a very good balance. It makes you it's a very kind of hash high. And you know how much I
Yeah.
paid for this?
Let me guess, like 20 an ounce?
Oh, I wish 40, but still.
That's a dude. For White Widow?
That's what I mean. Back in the days, this stuff, I'm not joking. When I
200,
was 15, no,
350.
we paid 2,500 a pound for this.
Fucking hell.
So that would be like for 16 ounces, that's like basically like, 170 a pound, an ounce by the pound.
No, but that's 350 of today's dollars.
But that's back in the 90s. The 90s should have been way, way cheaper. But nowadays, we're in a golden age for marijuana. Marijuana is so cheap, it's cheaper than it was in the 70s in some places.
And it's way higher potency and way all this and way all that, but that's also a detractor. You need to be careful with how much you smoke now. Because you can't be all Rasta and all this, like, smoking all day if you're on 35% fucking... You gotta be careful. Like, my buddy got a Mighty, like a
Yes,
Stores and Bickle,
unless
and he's
you
like,
happen to
he's
be an
too high.
extremely artistically creative individual. Now, this is something that some people, yo, what up, Gabriel? Peace, brethren. Yo, hop on up if you want, man. Let's have a
Hop
chat about this.
on, bro.
Because this is about Nyabingi stuff. This is Rastafarian principles. It's like, you smoke to get creative, to calm down, to soothe yourself, to work more efficiently, to be more balanced.
To
There's
love,
a
bro.
lot of different ways in which marijuana is a panacea. It cures over 3,000 diseases.
It's all dis-ease, ill-ease, the mind not at ease. That's 90% of disease. That's what indigenous teaches. That's what Rasta teaches. We know this. It's 80% the mind and 20% the body manifesting the mind.
Yeah, see, like right now, no joke, I was feeling sick to my stomach because I had a bit too much wine and I didn't have any food for a while. And I was feeling really, really sick. And I was like, I'm going to spark this giant 3-gram joint of White Widow and it's going to help me. And some voice was like, no, it won't. You're going to get high. This is going to get worse. You're going to want to go throw up. I smoke and I feel great now.
Because you see, you will always have that there will always be an opposer. For every good force, there must be an equalizing force. There cannot be a complete, it's not a zero-sum game, but it's an equal game. Do you
Yeah,
understand what I'm saying? There's got to be a balance. That's why they banished magic in Jewish legends, at least. They banished magic in the Middle Ages or in the recent ages because they were too strong and because people were trying to do too many things on the evil side with magic. So they said, even though there's good potential for this, on the good side, we're gonna still, like, even though it's potentially beneficial, we're gonna reduce magic to its former shell of itself, right? And make it that much more difficult.
no, straight up. And what's crazy is the magic, it comes in everything. In the words we speak, the spells, we're spelling words. The verbal quasars of the symbolic logic of the encryptions, the symbolic structures of the words we're speaking, the pictographic depictions of what represents each symbol in the word. My birth name, for example, is a pyramid and a full moon. That's my birth
That's
name.
beautiful, brother. My birth name is Yechezkel, so God will strengthen.
So,
And then God is my God. So God will strengthen, God is my God. What does that mean? Think about that. There's a duality to God. There's the male principle and the female principle.
yeah, no, exactly. And see, my name means priceless spear of destiny. So the pyramid and the full moon, Anton Oscara. Anton Oscara. That means priceless. Oscara, priceless. The scarab. Because in Egyptian mythology, the scarab
The
translates
beetle,
of
yes.
death into life. So they're priceless.
It
And
was
then
was it Osiris or was it Anubis that they represented?
that's a good question. They carry the sun within their horns. So within their front paws and their horns, the beetle's Kepri, the scarab, Oscara, carries the sun within its horns.
Oh, so it was Ra. Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, Ra Kepri. So
Oh, so the morning sun. I
yeah.
see.
So then my birth name itself, the name itself, the first name, Anton, means heaven's spear. So heaven's spear that is priceless. So priceless spear of the heavens is my birth name.
We can even say harpoon, right? Because you fish, right?
Yeah, you're right, but it's different. It's not for the fish. The spearing is like I'm there to spear patriarchy. I'm
Oh, that
just
type of
it's like I'm
spear.
here.
You're a spiritual spear.
Yeah, so I pierce through false gods, basically. Like I'm in the end of Shiva, I would be the spear of Shiva. Do I read in Arabic? I wish. Um, bits and pieces. I've been able to not read the Arabic script, but if you translate, you put it in Roman script, you put anything in so-called Roman script, I can read it and pronounce it in its original form very closely. But it's very strange. I need it to be in that because I've been colonized. I'm illiterate to my own script.
Talk, when I'm done with you, we're gonna bring you back to your roots, bruv.
No, straight up. Because I can speak Japanese, I can speak Meduneter, I can speak Arabic, I can speak Mandarin a bit, I can speak Sanskrit, Tibetan, Prakrit, but I need it scripted in a way where I can see the pronunciation in the language that I've been colonized in. Otherwise, I don't know how to read the script.
I actually get what you're
Yeah,
saying. Now it makes
but
sense.
I don't even need to hear the pronunciation. You know what I mean? You give me
Right.
something that's like, for example, like even Nahuatl in Aztec language. The tobacco,
Wow.
I smoked Aztec tobacco, and the tobacco told me to write a song. And I wrote a codex song in Nahuatl. Now, imagine you had to pronounce Kenkatlazokamati Welniak, but it's written like that in Roman letters, like Tlazohkam.
Yeah, like
You know,
crazy. Like
and
it's like
like what?
supercalifragilisticexpialidocious to my mind. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I look at that, and automatically the tobacco in my body, the Aztec tobacco, told me how to speak the song. But this is a song that was never written. So the
Well, to our
tobacco
knowledge,
copied
right?
the song. Yeah, it's strange stuff that when it occurs like that, because you realize the world is full of magic, like you said it.
Mhm.
Magic is everywhere. Because
But now it's hidden. It's hidden now.
it is, but
It's not
it's
in the
not that
open.
hidden because
It can't
this
be.
magic, or this conversation is occurring through marijuana, through plant teacher totems, through technology, which is made up of
Black
minerals, which
mirrors.
is made
Yeah.
up of conducive rare metals. Um, you know,
Yeah.
it's made up through a scrying mirror. Let's be honest. We have black
Yeah.
scrying mirrors in which we're communicating through a hallucinated distortion that is controlled for us to see each other. So we're
Because
in
I've never
time
met you
right
in
now.
physical body, and you've never met me in physical body. Yet I can conceptualize and even create an astral projection of you.
Yeah, this is a mimic. It's a poor mimic of dream time.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it. Somebody once said to me Hollywood squares, and it stuck in my head.
Yo, and Elijo said he's smoking tonight too, so that's amazing because like we're
Yeah, bro.
communicating through the plant teacher network. We're communicating through the mycelium network, through the cannabinoid network. We're communicating through black scrying mirrors, which are literally like back in the days, if we were communicating, we'd be communicating through crystal balls. We would be staring at each other's
Exactly.
reflections and communicating telepathically through crystal balls. Now, instead of crystal balls, we have these depictions of crystal screens with liquid crystal depictions that are functioning at certain frequencies to disseminate the holographic, pictographic representation of a two-dimensional, holographic, three-dimensional representation of who we are in real time. Now, that's what anyone back in the days would have called Black magic.
Magic. Yeah, 100%. Now let me add on to that. It's a trick. It only has three colors, red, green, and blue, because our eyes have only three cones, red, green, and blue. You guessed it. So it uses false photons to emulate other colors. Anything that's not. Ooh, yum, Jetters. What's that? I've never smoked Jetters.
No, I think he was saying jitters. I think.
Oh,
Jeters.
oh, Jeters. Ooh.
I said it wrong. Did I say it wrong or something?
No,
But yeah, I do.
I don't know the strain, bro.
Oh, okay. It's indica. It's with the diamonds, infused with diamonds, and
That's
I do
some
it
good
because
shit.
I like it because it helps calm my nerves. But most importantly, I do it because I have glaucoma, and I smoke it because it helps my eyes better than being on those eye drops.
Bro, I swear to you, my parents do not believe me. I told them when I was 16 I had migraines, right?
Uh-huh.
The story is gonna be crazy to you. Listen to the whole story and you're gonna like predict the end before I started, but I guarantee you're gonna know. So I smoked. I had an aversion to smoking because my grandfather died from cigarettes, right? And I didn't know how to smoke properly. Kalki taught me how to buy Nicotiniana Rusticana, but that's a different story. The whole point that I'm trying to get to is I had migraines when I was 16. One day with my girlfriend, I just dropped a little bit of like THC, like the what's it called, the liquid, right? Like under the tongue. You know what I'm talking
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
about? And then the next day I wake up, I don't have a migraine. I can go to school. I'm like, that's fucking weird, but okay. And then a month goes by. I'm having migraines every day, and I'm just like, fuck it. I'm gonna take this dosage again, just for shits, right? Right? I forgot that it even did anything for the migraines, and then the next day I didn't have a migraine. I'm like, okay, this is way too much of a coincidence. And ever since then, I've never stopped using cannabis. I got a doctor to prescribe me 5 grams because I needed just for them, for my like I'm living with my parents. I'm gonna be fully straight up honest. I don't fuck around. Like it's way more important to be with family at this point in time in my
Right.
life because I don't know how much longer I'll have them. It's very important for me because I was just in my home country for a year with my like extended family. So to have my immediate family back is like the greatest gift from God or from Mary Jane or from wherever. Truly,
Mary Jane.
right? But even still, like the message of this is if you have any kind of ocular pressure migraines, even if you don't know if they're ocular pressure, if you have any kind of stress, anxiety, desire to cause drama in your life, sometimes is just based off hormonal imbalance. Something very simple. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was having that problem. I'm a Pisces, and I had that problem. I overthink. That's my problem. I overthink, and it throws me off.
Mm.
So,
I was going to ask about
wait.
ayahuasca. When are you going to bring up ayahuasca? I see you drinking some kind of drink. Do you ever try ayahuasca?
Yeah. I've done like once in my life. I did massive amounts of ayahuasca, and I ordered it myself online. I ordered chacruna, chaliponga, and kapi vine, and Syrian rue, which is an MAOI inhibitor that they use as a replacement for ayahuasca. Now I made all of that at the same time. I'm talking like hundreds of grams. I boiled it all and I
Wow.
made it all. I mixed the beginner plant with the advanced plant with the vine, and then I made a separate tea with Syrian rue, about 8 grams of Syrian rue, and then I made about 100 grams of ayahuasca, and I drank all of it, and I went nuts. Like, yo, I
Yeah.
felt like my head was gonna explode. I was screaming. I was running around. I was chugging bottles of water. I was like, yo, I need this to stop. It lasted like an hour. I was going insane.
They say when you do ayahuasca, because they go into like a place in Arizona, I think they have a place where they do like ayahuasca meets, and then they have people. You're supposed to be around positive people
Yeah,
because when
yes,
you go through that stuff, it needs a.
I did it myself because I was trying to save money because I couldn't afford. I was like 21 years old.
Yeah.
You know, I was 21 years old. I'm like, I was young. You know, you can like look at me now. I'm 42.
Oh.
I was half this.
Oh. And you don't have that much gray, so you're doing good.
Now I'm doing decent. Yeah, but even when I
diet, bro. That's why.
Yeah.
That's all it is, all the diet, all the ganja,
Yeah.
and the meat kills all that stuff in the colon. Keep it in mind. All
Yeah,
that fermented stuff kills the stuff in the colon. I drink like I'm not saying that you should do this, right? But I take essentially the same thing, but in prescription format. But I use, instead of liver enzymes to break it down, tonic water. So I'm
Mm.
getting tonic water, and it's cleansing my bowels, cleansing my everything, with central nervous system depressant, with effectively mead, but it's just compressed into pill format. I'm trying to try and switch that to actual drink.
Mm.
You know what I mean? To whiskey or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But it's a process. Like, I can't just go from being on pills to being on whiskey immediately. Like, I've done that transition, and it takes a while. Like, you know.
Yep. I hear that you mix like what you call it, turmeric and honey. They say you're supposed to make like a drink like that, and it helps cleanse a cleansing.
turmeric
Because you
Very
know
good.
what?
and
If we clean our gut, if our gut becomes clean, we become more healthier automatically. People don't talk about that.
that
Yeah.
golden milk you're talking about.
Hmm?
Golden milk. That's what you're talking about.
Oh, golden.
Yeah, golden tea and golden milk. Yeah,
Okay. And then I hear something about this other stuff. Uh, what is it? When you that mushroom, is it like it's they call it
lion's mane,
yeah, lion's
probably, right?
mane. Yes, yes. That drink that they're selling online, and I was like, I wonder if it does work because they have all these different mushrooms and stuff in it, and they said these different mushrooms have nutrients and it replaces coffee. Because I'm not a coffee drinker, but I do like tea. But I'm like, if it's healthy and it keep your diet in control, I think that's a good
Oh,
idea.
it's very good for gut. It's very good for neuroprotective benefits. It's similar to ganja because, again, ganja gets its roots from mycelium, right? Gets all its nutrients, gets all its everything from mycelium. So ganja and mycelium are very closely linked.
Yeah,
And if it's not a psychotropic drug, it's going to be very beneficial to your gut flora, to your general bacterial, like the good bacterial. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yep. Because
So
I
it's a
agree with that.
probiotic in that sense. So I would recommend testing it. I wouldn't recommend going full send and buying like a case. Buy one or two, see how you feel, and
Well,
see if you
it's
feel
a
like
product
too
called Rise.
jittery.
Have you heard of it? It's a product called Rise. RZE, I believe it's Rise. It's a mushroom. It's like a
ACE. Let me get on my computer and search this up. I fuck with you when I get out of bed to fucking search some shit. I have
yeah.
to
'Cause
move my
I like eating
grinder.
healthy and finding new ways. Because I was like, you know what? Being told by the doctor that I have to be on droplets for the rest of my life, that doesn't sound like a good idea.
Don't
no.
And so therefore,
listen to those
I started
motherfuckers.
using
They're trying to
marijuana.
keep you hostage. Don't listen. They're keeping you hostage. They put a gun to your head and they tell you all these side effects. Half this shit is made up by them, from them. You don't even know, right?
True.
Like, half the time they're just talking out their ass. Like, he said, oh, you're going to have this much withdrawal, you're going to have that much withdrawal. Bullshit. I had a buddy who was on it, like, you would not believe the amount of fucking Xanax he was on.
Oh, that's
He
so much.
overdosed twice, right? I got a welfare check. Mother Mary saved his life. Like over 10 times, close to 20 times, right?
Wow.
This
Yeah.
guy he cannot die. Like, people keep saving him. Like, he must survive, in other words. And that taught me resilience, but it taught me, like, I have to be open to spirit. I have to be a conduit to serve.
Yeah.
I was talking about this earlier. I was talking with Kalki about Alcoholics Anonymous. It's in the fellowship originally. It was 80% God, so Mother Mary or female divine spirit, 10% service to others, and 10% fellowship. Now it's switched. It's 80% fellowship, right?
Should
Oh.
be 80% service to others. That's what the Sikh Sangha is. The Sikh Umma and Sangha is 80% to the community, 20% for yourself.
Right. And I fuck with that. I understand that. That's something that's indigenous culture. But they're still we should talk about that for a sec. India's persecuting Sikh people, and then they go out of their country, they leave India, and then they keep
Including
persecuting them.
Muslims doing that.
What?
It's the Muslim parts of India that aren't Indian persecuting Sikh people.
It's
It's not
like
like actual. It's not actual Indian people doing that because
no. It's not Indian people doing that. It's not the Indian government. It's like Sharia controlled. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
because
don't want to ascribe this to a certain race. Don't get me wrong, right?
people, the faithful assembly are always being oppressed by the religious bigots. It's always the same story. It's like legit same thing as like the KKK members oppressing the Black Panthers and African populations and Taino populations. You know, same thing happens overseas everywhere, that the caste system is always oppressing the faithful people. So we always get tested with the worst oppressions because, and I say we in a general sense, I'm not from a so-called third world country, although my diaspora and roots are from all around those countries, all around the world. But I haven't lived in a war zone myself in this life. That being said, I've lived in a war zone in my own sense. In a first world country, I've lived a horrible fucking existence. Like, I've been molested since I was a small baby. Like, I've been abused in so many ways in my life that people don't even want to start arguing. Most people arguing with the Olympics of oppression with me would lose. But I wouldn't want to start arguing with someone who's been working in a slave labor factory in India or China because I'm like, or Africa, because I'm like, I lose. Guaranteed.
Yo,
There's always
Kalki, let me just say one thing real quick. Well, with all love, brethren, I'm sorry that happened to you. Because you know, like truly, because I know that like the soul that you are, it built you as you are. But that was a severe derivation of your path.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was not what was intended for you. That was some energy that came in and made a tumultuous. That's something that you know way better than I do.
Yo, I love that you put it that way because you know, you have no idea. I've had white men tell me in my life, "Oh, God had a special plan for you. God molested
what the
you so
fuck?
you could become a strong warrior." Legit, I had people tell me that shit. And I was like, brother, in another life, I would have murdered you. But in this life, I have to tell you, you know not what you say. And I have to hug you because I just want to kill you right now.
We're in
Yeah,
like
I know
different
what
countries,
you're
aren't we?
saying.
Because like you're in Canada, I'm United States, and where are you from?
Yeah, I'm 6. I'm Toronto.
Oh, so you're both in Canada. Okay.
Yeah. And I just searched up Rise, my brother. So it's got cordyceps, which I don't know much about, but it does have lion mane, reishi, shiitake. I don't understand the benefit of shiitake, but turkey tail and king trumpet. I'd recommend you do some what's it called? Research on it. RiseSuperfoods.com.
Yeah, rye superfoods. Okay, okay.
But it's very interesting. I might actually get some for myself. It does seem like it's quite impressive. I always get God shots or whatever you want to call them, synchronicities, amazing little not little, like pretty massive concordances, especially with Kalki on because Kalki's just such a vibe and he brings
Let me just show you what I got from mushrooms right now.
Oh shoot, yeah.
Because I'm in the mountains.
fuck yeah.
So give me
Do you do the mushroom tea? They say that's really strong stuff.
Yeah, shrooms are good, but you get the trip you need, not the trip you want.
The trip you need, not what you want.
Back me up on this. Unless you're taking a 0.5 and you're just taking it for like a party drug aspect, if you're taking anything more than like 2.5, 3, you're gonna get a real trip.
Oh.
Let's see that, Kalki?
I can barely see it.
Oh my god.
This is chaga.
Wow.
But wait.
Dios mío,
I
boludo.
got this one too. So I got this one and I got this
Ay, Dios mío.
Dios mío.
This
Holy
is
shit.
the size of like, it's big enough to burn a fire and keep me warm for like 2-3 hours.
And get you real fucked in the process.
Oh,
Yeah. But that's my mushrooms. This is straight from the mountains right here.
Oh wow, you grow your own.
Well, I wish. My neighbor got it in the forest nearby.
Okay.
So he.
Yo, Palky, if you could put me up to some people, if you got brethren in Toronto that grow, let me know.
Oh
Obviously,
yeah.
not now, but late, like DMs.
No, they don't grow it, but like they find like so what he does is he chops trees,
Mm-hmm.
like just one tree at a time. He does like he does like nature how do you call silvestry, like he does like nature basically he regulates certain, like if a neighbor has a tree that's diseased, he'll cut it down or something like that, right?
Oh,
Then,
forestry, yeah.
he does
Okay,
forestry.
I want to do
Exactly.
that.
So when
Hard
he
to get
goes
into.
to certain places, sometimes he'll find a tree that he's got to cut down that happens to have a bunch of chag on it. And usually if the tree got chag on it, it means that it's already sick, because it's growing a large mushroom like that. It's like the mushroom is taking most of the energy from the tree. So because the tree is dying out. So then he'll chop the tree down, take the mushrooms, and then get both.
Bruh. Big brains. It's actually quite brilliant if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yo,
How do you
if you
pronounce
guys
your
saw
name?
this guy too, he's hardcore. This guy will climb up the tree, old school style, with a belt, all the way up to the top, and chop one branch at a time. And then he'll be on a pole with no branches left, right up at the top, and chop one log, all the way down to the bottom.
Damn, bro. This guy got no fear.
Mm-hmm.
Calgy, good you finally got something to eat in you.
Yeah.
You don't see me eating often on here.
No.
No. But we do know that you eat, like, we know you eating good, or at least you eating respectfully, you know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, no, I got good food here, man. I got nothing but organic food. I'm stocked up with like 200 kilos of spice and organic food and apples and like carrots and
You showed
fruit
me
veggies.
your fridge, remember?
Yep.
My fridge starting to look more like yours, but I'm trying to learn how to cook it, and I'm just like, I get like, bro, fuck, there's so many options. You know what I mean?
True.
That's the thing. Man, people ask me, what do you eat? I'm like, what do you eat? You eat like what, 4 types of meat? I eat like 10 million types of plants and vegetables.
Right. They 3 types of swine, 2 types of beef, 1 type of venison, and 1 type of chicken.
Yep.
Right? And what does swine eat? Right? Think about that for a sec, though. What does swine eat?
It is like,
Usually trash. Usually like dirt, like shit.
they'll eat anything.
Right.
Which should tell you a lot. And they don't even have sweat glands.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is that
my god.
Shrimp or pigs? Swine.
Pigs. Yeah.
Pigs. Okay. I have
They
to admit, I love my
the
bacon.
poison.
I love eating bacon. I just like bacon. It just tastes so good.
Oh no. Don't do it, bro. Trust me. You gotta realize those are piglets.
He's fucking with you, bro. He's fucking with you.
Oh, is he?
A little
No, I
bit,
do.
yeah.
I do. I eat bacon. I do
No,
eat
don't
pig.
do it. Don't do it, bro. Trust me. I'll tell you why. Those are little piglets. Literally, like even the full grown ones, they're overgrown with hormones and all kinds of shit, right? They're like literally at most of them are 3 to 8 weeks old, some of them up to a year old, but those are babies. Don't do it, bro. It's not worth it. Trust me. The karma is horrible, and we are what we eat. So when we eat and enslave beings, and then they turn us into slaves in this society, that's how they keep us enslaved. Trust me, that's how I got off grid. That's how I got to the point where I'm at now, and I got millions in real estate and a bunch of shit. Is I quit all the fucking slave labor shit. I got rid of everything, and then it actually allowed me to pull myself out of the karmic cycle. I'm saying that because I love you, brethren. Like, I mean that. Because, like, if you look around, look at ITAL diets, look at South American ITAL diets, African ITAL diets, look at indigenous ITAL diets, Asian ones, Indian ones. They're all vegetarian or vegan based.
True.
You know what I mean? Or fish based. Fish is a
The
large
one
one.
thing I
If you
eat
want to
is
eat
salmon.
like bacon,
Salmon's
eat fish.
good. But it's so
Smoked
expensive.
salmon. Exactly.
Smoked salmon is so much better. It tastes like straight up butter, bro.
Exactly.
Especially if it's wild. The wild is having more nutrients because it eats all kinds of stuff instead of the one that's cultured.
Yeah.
Exactly, bro. You got it right on the dot.
And that is like dragon energy. That stuff, they eat other animals. The way I justify it is that the fish, they eat other smaller fish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They
So
keep the ego in check.
I wouldn't eat a sardine. I wouldn't eat like a tiny little fish. You know, I don't like eating small fish.
Oh, they say sardines have good like the metals that we need in our body. Like what's that metal we supposed to have in our body? Magnesium or what is it? Iron?
Yeah.
Or something like that. Because
Iron.
You know what I mean? To me, I'm like, even if you tell me that, like, say it's like if they said lamb is really good for your health, I'm like, but it's a baby. I'm not gonna eat it. But I feel like sardines is different. If they're full grown, I know what you mean because they're still adults, but they're small. But like, so it's different.
I
To
just
me,
don't
get what you
like the taste, to be honest.
I get
Yeah,
into
the taste is
fish, the less
strange.
I want to eat them.
Yeah, I feel what you mean, Kalki. Like, but wild salmon, like, go ham, bro.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Forgive the pun, right?
Yeah.
But
Is
I
like
had
wild
to.
honey
Come
better
on.
than regular honey?
Wild, for sure.
They're both
Stick to, like, if you're
good, but
gonna do
wild is
anything,
way better.
don't do
Yeah.
processed. It's like the same thing for anything. If you keep it indigenous, all those substances will teach you how to use them properly. But if you use commercialized anything, you get addicted. Like, it's
The commercial shit stops you from listening. The indigenous shit gives you intuition. That's how you know when it's real. That's it. Like, that's how you can judge. If you feel a gut feeling before you're taking it that you have some anxiety or some like something's off, that food is off. You can tell. Like today I got some pad thai and I know it was mostly tofu based. I just picked off the chicken.
yeah, that's good.
But like, was it easy? No. Throwing out food? You know what I
But
mean?
just
Like,
remember, it's not food. Like, it's actually it's a type 3 carcinogenic. Chicken is the least of the carcinogenics, but it's still carcinogenic. Type 1, steak and red meats. Type 2, eggs, dairy, and other transitional meats, processed foods, high processed meats. Type 3, white meats.
interesting. And salmon does not factor in as a carcinogen, correct?
No. But that's, of course, not, because, you know, the only way that you could is if it was contaminated somehow in a way that actually caused that. But then that's another story. It's not the fish itself.
Right. It's some parasite going around. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, and that's why I don't do farmed fish. I would never do farmed. But like, I encourage people to explore ITAL options, because urban ITAL especially, we got to be realistic. We cannot be ITAL to the level and standard of Rastas in Africa. You know, they have like super good, like strict diets. But we can do urban transitional ITAL in a way that's actually beneficial. We can still do even mainstream vegan in some ways. But I would still say even mainstream fish sometimes is okay if it's not too bad. But you want to avoid that because they do overfishing, they do commercial netting, they do all kinds of shit that's not good for the oceans.
What food we can get our most out of magnesium?
Magnesium. That's a really good question. You know, I'm not deep enough to know that right now. There's some foods I would know.
I know that there are some
myself
supplements, bro.
I got myself taking these magnesium tablets, but I think there's other food that should have magnesium in it that's better.
You should look. You can look it up online for plant-based. But give me honestly, I'll hit you up later tonight, and I will tell you that.
Okay.
Let me chat GPT it. 1 second, guys.
Okay.
So vegan keto, magnesium sources. Can't type.
Have you ever do the cod liver oil?
Sorry?
Cod liver oil? Cod liver oil.
Pumpkin seeds and chia seeds.
Okay.
Almonds, avocado, hemp
That's so good.
seeds.
Also does
Hemp
this.
seeds is amazing. I'll tell you that. Stick to hemp seeds because hemp seeds is the greatest superfood in the world. It's a complete protein in and of itself. It has 1/3 fiber, 1/3 brain food, 1/3 protein.
Oh. Hemp seed.
Hemp seed, yes, that's correct. There's something like hemp hearts, if you've ever heard of it.
I heard of the other heart, the heart, something like it's like a vegetable.
It's a nut basically, but it's a seed.
Artichoke heart, probably is what you're thinking.
That's what I've heard of.
Yeah.
Artichoke heart.
Okay, so Hemp Hearts is a brand. It's a Canadian brand that they sell at Costco. I'm sure they have it in the U.S. at Trader Joe's or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But also, I just wanted to give you a little bit more for anyone else who's interested. Spinach, also Swiss chard, also coconut milk, also dark chocolate, also flaxseed, also.
Ooh.
There's a lot of stuff that you could do.
Flax is the most efficient and the cheapest out of all the brain food and protein sources. Even better than hemp. Twice as good as hemp.
Flax seed?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you roast it, you can make flaxseed as an egg replacer. It's also, you can use it in recipes to bake. You can use it in oatmeal. You can use it to thicken anything. You can make flax milk out of it. You can roast it and make roasted flax milk. You can make roasted hemp milk. You can make roasted nut milk. And you can make the turmeric golden milk with roasted nut milk. It's delicious. You can make roasted oat milk for 10 cents a liter. It's ridiculously cheap. You just roast the oats, toast them for 5 minutes in a toaster oven. And then when they're golden, you just toss them in a blender, blend them up with some water, and then filter it out. You blend it twice, basically once in the beginning, let it soak for maybe an hour, then blend it again, then filter it out, and you got as much of it as you want.
Interesting.
Yeah, people don't know that. They don't know the hacks for life. Because I swear, I live under poverty level and I still do great because I buy 50 pounds of oats for $50, organic, local. And then I can make literally probably 1,000 liters of oat milk out of that for $50.
Wow.
So it's
resourceful.
How about that sea moss? What do y'all think about that?
Oh, it's good shit.
Never tried it.
Okay. I've always heard, because everyone says it's so good, it's good. But how do you fix it, and how would you eat it with? Do you drink it raw? Because I know they said the fresh sea moss, they sell that at the health food stores.
You can, but I highly recommend actually putting it and sprinkling it in Japanese soups or Asian soups. So it's really good if you're making a miso-based soup.
Miso, okay, yeah.
Miso is delicious.
Don leche? With milk?
No, delicious.
Oh, delicious. I thought they said don leche.
De leche? No. Créeme, when I'm speaking Spanish, you'll know.
Okay.
I go off, bro. Kalki's heard me a couple times, when I couldn't get my phone camera to work and shit, oh, bro. Yeah. He can verify in Porteño for real that I'm from Buenos Aires and that because you'll just hear me. I'm not gonna go off because the stream will get censored. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
No, it's okay. We're not getting censored anymore. I think we went past the threshold of censorship. We said fuck Zuckerberg and fuck Meta so many times. Hint that nobody censors us anymore. They're just these guys are too crazy.
I think it's also because it's like elections are almost over, so like okay, like they've already influenced as much as they possibly can. Like us trying to shadow ban them at this point is election interference, so
Oh
we can
yeah, by
actually
the
get
way,
banned.
fuck Trump and fuck any puppet of the American government. Fuck any administration that's colonial across the planet. Fuck censorship. Fuck holding political prisoners against their will in any sense or form unless they're actual literal terrorists destroying the world, which you don't have a right to decide anyways as colonial governments. What else can I say to get censored?
Let me add to that. Fuck the congressional districts. Fuck everyone that treats everyone like a 14th state citizen. Fuck everyone that treats everyone like a third, fifth of a citizen. Fuck everyone that thinks that you have any right to go and rape the land, rape the people, rape the finances, and fuck anyone who thinks that they've got any kind of claim to be an elite. Because
Yes.
you are the bottom of the barrel if you are an elite.
Fuck the world bankers. Let's hack off their heads. Let's get rid of all the 13 families except for the youth and the women. No women, no children, con rules. You know, just all the evil
That's
lecherous
how it
men
is.
in the world. Let's get rid
But
of
the
all
kids
the
gotta
evil
learn.
lecherous men.
They've got to be re-educated, though. We got to re-educate the kids, like no, like real shit, though, because
Exactly.
they're real traumatized. Because imagine growing up with somebody like that as a dad, right? Like this shit you gotta go through.
Straight up. Straight up. We got to think about the youth. The youth is the future. The youth is the next generation. Women are the divine feminine. The goddess is the most primordial and important force of the cosmos. So, but fuck those old lecherous pieces of shit. Fuck everyone that doesn't agree with getting rid of evil and white supremacy. Fuck colonialism. Fuck saying that you're not your ancestors if you actually act like them. You're a fucking hypocrite.
There we go.
I think we've covered most of the spectrum.
I think we got it. And then we got a couple more. We got Monsanto. We got a couple others, but yeah, just general factory farming, general GMOs,
So
anything that has to do with altering your health, making your food and your lifestyle an addiction.
Fuck racists, fuck neo-Nazis, fuck anybody associated with that, fuck the KKK.
Fuck colonialism in general,
yes,
if it wasn't clear enough by now.
Fuck patriarchy.
Yeah, bring it on, bro. Like, if y'all want to,
like, you know how about the mega foods when you know that when you mix like broccoli and cauliflower together, it becomes a mega food. What other mega foods are out there that y'all know of?
I didn't know.
Oh, you mean like super combos?
Yeah, super combos.
Let me chat GPT. I went back to my bed. 1 sec.
You want the ultimate super combo for brain food in the plant realm? Chia, flax, and hemp. All three together. Blend that and bake something with that. With like say buckwheat. Say make like buckwheat like bannock with chia flax or buckwheat pancakes with chia, flax, and hemp and like protein powder, vegan protein powder with chia, flax, and hemp mixed into buckwheat pancakes. Ultimate superfood breakfast in one item.
Oh.
I'm writing this down as you speak.
And for a flavor, for flavor, you would throw in like some blueberries because they say very, very have high oxidant.
Yes, straight up. You can throw berries in there, and then it's still one piece of food. Super easy. One pancake, you got absolute complete protein, everything, brain food, all of it, and then you can cook it in coconut oil for MCT brain food. You know, but I'd say make sure you get it sustainably sourced.
Coconut or avocado, either or.
Yeah. It's
just
crazy.
Please, for the love of God, do not use canola.
The reason I say coconut is because that shit will taste delicious. It'll taste, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to make it right now. I'm going to make this live.
This is why I fuck with Kalki so hard, because he's like, you know what? Let's do it. And he actually does. Word to his,
I'm like, I got it, you know?
He's like, let's do it. And I'm like, let's take a rip for this, man. Let's take a rip for this, man, out of respect. Let me get off my stomach, because if not, I'm going to cough like a little bitch.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey, y'all know how it is.
Oh shit! I gotta plug in my phone because it's dying out right now.
okay.
Son of a mother. Okay.
So what is your, like for me? I do life modeling, and I get into the channel of people doing poems. What do you do?
Marmalade?
The other guy.
Oh yeah, I love marmalade. I have some in the fridge right now.
To be honest, I don't eat breakfast. It's just like a cultural thing. Like I don't eat till 12,
Oh,
and then I eat later. Like I eat like 12, 1 if I eat anything, and if not, I eat around 3 to 5. And I'm like a 2 meal a day type of guy, if not 1 meal a
Oh
day.
yeah, I'm
Like one
the same
fat
way.
ass 4 hour meal, but
I'm the same
good meal.
way. You catch me. It's 3:45 in the morning, and this is my supper.
Oh shit! It's 2:45 already, bro. Holy crap!
here it's 11:51. I'm almost 12 o'clock, almost midnight.
Oh, so you're on the west.
Yeah.
Where you at again, bro?
California. Well, I'm in California in the middle of the state.
You okay? So you're near outskirts
I'm,
of.
I'm near. I'll be 3 hours away from San Francisco.
Okay, so you're a little east. Okay,
Yeah.
I got you. That's nice. Yeah, I'm North Toronto.
Oh. So that where they have Sundance, the film festival, and all that.
The what? Sorry.
Sundance Film Festival.
Oh, I'll be fully honest with you. That's all like that's a very interesting question that you could not ask me because I'm not a film buff. So if I was, I would probably tell you yes, but I have absolutely no clue. Is Sundance like a colonial one or is it like indigenous?
I don't know. I just always hear in Canada they're like, "Oh, the Sundance Film Festival in Canada," and I was like, "Oh, how cool!" That's the
They
biggest
have
thing.
a Toronto International Film Festival as
Oh,
well.
okay.
It blocks off all the traffic. It's a fucking mess. It's just like Kalki, you've been to Toronto plenty, right?
Oh yeah,
How was
I've
it?
lived there.
So you know the streets. You know what I'm talking about. Shit's just crazy up here, but like I mean, the same areas are the same areas. You know what I mean? Nothing changes if nothing changes.
No, that's
Also
true.
in Canada,
Yeah.
you have this channel I also watch of woodworking. They called Black Forest. Have you heard of them?
No, but yo,
Oh,
check. This is how easy it is.
ooh.
Pancakes.
Oh.
So all you need, you put some. This is like glacier spring water. Well, you put just fresh, good water, and then you put buckwheat in there or whatever flour you need. Put in the powdered chia, powdered hemp, or you can even put solid hemp, solid chia, solid flax in there, whatever you need. But you can grind it up to absorb, like increase the bioefficiency,
Bioavailability.
and then you
Yeah.
just literally take it and put it in a mason jar, shake it
Okay.
up to desired consistency, and then you're ready to pour a pancake. You just put a bit of oil in the pan, pour it in, flip it on both sides, and you're ready. You add in just whatever you need. Like I add in protein powder. I add in but it's literally it takes 30 seconds to prep. It's like the kind of breakfast you can get on the fly. You can get it in your body in the span of 5 minutes.
And for syrup, you use honey.
Yeah, you can do that too for sure. Honey, maple
No
syrup,
syrup.
agave
Yeah.
syrup, whatever. Molasses. As long as try to make sure it's sustainably sourced.
Okay.
No Starbucks creamer, buddy.
Uh,
Come on, I'm gonna tease you a little. Come on, we gotta have some fun around here.
Oh yeah.
Nah, but you know it's all respects here, cause I don't play hard. I only play like jokester and what do you call I'll bring information to the table, but I'm mostly here to learn, right? Like at the end
Okay.
of the day, like so much to learn from Kalki.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings up so much good stuff, and he brings like when he pulls a vibe, like he'll bring the spirit into everyone, not just him. That's the type of guy he is, you know?
yo,
Cool.
thank
Cool.
you.
Cool.
And, I'm just tossing in some boost me stuff in there to sorry, I'm like running back and forth. But yo, that's mad respect. I'm tossing in some. It's a mix of like about 50 different types of vegetables and fruits powdered up together, and it
Oh.
tastes like the fruits are so concentrated in there that it tastes like some kind of super vitamin C powder. You know.
Okay.
Oh, I do know. I used to take those when I was little and sick. Yeah, I remember
So
that.
it gives a nice type of like fruity flavor to it. And what I love with the coconut oil, when you fry it up in enough coconut oil, it tastes
Mm-hmm.
like crispy, buttery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a really good. This is what people tell me. Well, how do you replace butter? I'm like, coconut oil, bro. Coconut oil. What the fuck? Like, you asked me, and they're
Yes.
like, it's not the same. I'm like, bro, it's better. It tastes even better, and it's healthier, and it's good brain
Yes.
food, and it's healthy for
And it's not a carcinogen.
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Like, yo,
Have you heard of the thing about like brushing your teeth? You should use um c- uh clove oil, clove oil, and baking soda. Well, you brush your teeth with the clove oil and toothpaste, and then I use clove oil and baking soda.
yeah,
I brush my teeth with that, and then I rinse my mouth out with coconut oil because coconut oil layers the teeth, layer the tooth to help it to seal in to keep bacteria from going on your mouth. That's why I
yeah.
hear coconut oil is
Really?
good. You use
Like,
that as a mouthwash to rinse instead of using Listerine because Listerine is bad.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I usually make my own toothpaste with exactly what you said, Elijo.
Yeah.
So it's clove oil and what again, Kalki?
Clove oil, coconut oil, baking soda, essential oils, and that's basically the main ones. And I put a little and some bentonite clay and a little bit of spring water to like kind of thicken it to desired consistency.
Beautiful. I'm gonna screenshot all this shit. Yeah. Alright, I'm loaded. This is one hell of a birthday gift, bro.
Oh,
Oh,
yo,
did you say it's your birthday? Happy
yeah,
birthday.
No,
pleasure.
it was last week, but I kept it low key because I like let me put it this way, like I did jack shit on my birthday. You should be honoring my mother, give her the gifts and shit,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like so I'm like every time it's just like people are like, but why don't you care about your birthday? It's like what did I do? They're like you were born. I'm like, yes, from who?
Yep.
And
So
they're like,
you're a Scorpio then. My mom was a Scorpio.
yeah, yeah. I'm a nutter. Yes, that's correct. That Scorpios get a bad rep. It is merited, but we are crazy geniuses. A little not a little, a lot unhinged, but I think you've noticed that.
So what cartoons were
Yeah.
you raised up on? What cartoons you relate to most growing up?
Bro, like if I had to go anywhere, I'd go back to my homeland, which is Syria, Lebanon, Damascus, Israel.
Oh.
I would probably go to Israel just because it's like the one who's like the most developed, just out of honesty, right? But I try and make like a settlement up north where it's like they do have like little pockets where they have divisional and regional like autonomous zones.
Mm.
Like people don't know about this shit, but there's a whole city in Israel that's an autonomous zone. So like people talk about like colonialize this, colonialize that. I'm like, yes, fair, but there is an aspect to it where you can get your independence if you do have certain strategic, you know what I mean? So like we don't have that really in Canada unless you're indigenous.
Oh.
Anyone can do that there. We have
Mm.
that in the States, right? Like anyone can technically secede a part of their land, technically is able to
Yeah.
do X, Y, and Z, technically whatever, but
Let's be honest. You probably need a lot of money to be able to do that. You know what I mean?
True.
exactly. Kalki's got it because the lawyers and the fees and the this and the that. It's just like it's such a pain in the ass to get the actual land patents and the this and the that. Like you can do it, but it's a pain in the ass.
Mm. So it's basically like here. It took me a while to do it. It's possible you can still be poor and pull it off, but you need a certain amount of wealth still.
Correct. Yes. 100%.
Mm.
Like you can't just pop out of nowhere. You gotta have some base, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's what I'm telling the youth. Like you gotta find a way to sustain yourself. And you gotta think, like, if you want to do what your parents did, like, their 50, 60, 70K salaries were 350K today. There's no job you can do that is going to do that for you. You have to provide $3.5 million of value to the world to get 350K profit if we're going at a 10% value, right?
Right.
So how are you going to provide $4 million of value to the
Flip it
world?
around.
You got to educate.
Do real estate. Real estate will make you flip that. You can make, take 350K, you can make 3.5 million in like 4 or 5 years. But you have to flip it the right way. There's no risk inherent other than the fact if you can't afford the investment. But if you can afford the investment, you will always get a better return. If you don't buy in the cities, you will always get a better return. But people don't get the real estate, the market that's risky in real estate is buying in the city and risking a crash. But if you buy off grid, you're never risking a crash because the boom didn't happen yet.
Nice to know. What about what spice is the best
Snap
spice that you
that.
think is number one to have?
Capsaicin, automatic, has to be.
Captain?
Yeah, like
Hot
hot pepper,
sauce.
guaranteed because it cures too many diseases. There's like any other spice, there's piles of them. That's endless. All the spices are very medicinal. All of them are crucial. But if you were to choose one spice, only one that you could use on anything, the one that the government would not want you to have is the spiciest peppers because that shit will make you into a revolutionary. It'll boost you. Imagine you give the hottest hot peppers in the world to someone who's a slave. They will rip your fucking throat out as soon as they can.
The second they get enough fucking, what would you take instead of milk? What's an antagonizer?
Energy. Just energy in general. I would say the second they get enough energy, they're like, and then the hot pepper will provide that energy. The hot peppers will give you that in 2 seconds. So then you're like, yo, they don't want, why do you think North American diet, where there's the most colonized people, the most obesity, the most zombified states of consciousness, the most diseases, everything. And it's the one with the least spices. Like, what is Commonwealth cooking known for? Bland shit.
Flavorless, yeah.
So now,
And what's Cajun known for? Hold on, let's flip the script. What's Cajun known for? Because they're the indigenous. They're known for good food, bro.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
So I'm just saying.
No,
You got
that's
both ends. It's
like
on the same fucking coast, bro.
white colonial American and British culture. The most bland foods, the most meat, the most byproducts, the most processed shit, the least nutritional value, literally garbage, you know?
Yeah. But it's
Cooking the
super
pancake.
easy to promote, right? Like you're in the city, you're like, but they had to import other people's food because their food was so shit when other people started coming around because they're like, nah, we don't fuck with this.
It's like our KFC doesn't taste as good as you go to another country, like especially England. Their KFC tastes the bomb is really good, but our KFC is not because I guess the chickens that we're doing stuff to, the meat they're using is just so bad.
You don't even want to know.
I
Trust
know.
me, it's really bad. Kelsey tells you like you'll stop eating chicken. Like I basically stopped eating chicken.
No, it's good. I'm glad because steak is the same thing as the piglets, 3 to 8 weeks old. Those are fetuses, literally. They're not even the age of a baby. That's what they do in factory farming, even in regular farming. A year old, if you're lucky. What's a year old? How is that a full-grown adult at a year? People are like, well, it's different with animals. They grow fast. I'm like, if I'm a father, if you said that about children, you're like, oh, they grow up so quick. They're mature now. I'd be like, you fuck, I'm murdering you right now. You know what I mean? So people do that. And I'm like, yo, think if people did that with cats and dogs, imagine they're like, your kitten is 8 weeks old now. She's full grown. I want to eat her. Like, people would be like, you're sick in the fucking head. We're going to murder you and put you in a psych ward. But people, just because it's not kitten, just because it's piglet or like chicken or something. But Jesus protected all those animals. You know, Jesus was there protecting all the animals.
And like Kalki says, it's not we shall not kill humans.
Exactly. It's not
It's
like,
we
oh, there's
shall
a couple
not kill.
exceptions there.
It's not like, oh yeah, but you can do factory farming for your pleasure, and you can like rape and kill women just because you feel like it. There was no exception.
Mm-hmm. And people don't get that. They tell me, no, there is. They meant humans, obviously. Like, they're just saying, thou shalt not kill humans. I'm like, then why did they say, don't sacrifice, don't do any of this?
Yeah, why'd they outlaw that shit, bro? After the magic became, again, more hidden, because we were talking about this with Kalki earlier. I'm not sure if you were on there, Elijah. Okay, so yeah, you know exactly what I'm saying. So when they stopped animal sacrifices is similar to around the time when people were starting to use it for false, like for like recognition in the community, for like status. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like people start using like real holy, like actual magical shit with fake intentions, and like Aura picks up on that, and Mary picks up on, like, they're not happy when they pick up on shit like that, and when it becomes a cultural thing, they just hide. They just go, fuck you, and I'm done with you. You know?
True.
Like, what would you
But
do if you were a
in
spirit that was
Judaism,
trying to enlighten?
the Judaism faith today, they still do the sacrifice. They still, cut the do the sheep slaughtering
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Don't they still do that to
they
this
do.
day? Yeah.
That's what I don't agree with. That doesn't fit to me. I'm like, any religion that's still sacrificing, but your own book tells you that your God reviles those sacrifices. It doesn't
Yes,
make sense.
there are Orthodox that do certain sacrifices on certain what's it called, ritualistic days. Correct.
Yeah.
I've seen it in my community. I've never personally witnessed it, but I do know of it.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. That to me, all of them, we're living in the last days. You know, all the religions lost their ways, and I'm not saying, we're not here trying to say, come to our religion. We know what the truth is. We're just being like, yo, let's observe. Let's
Just
look around and
study your
notice.
own religion. Just study your own religion and read your own contradictions.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
all we're here to say.
Because that's what we're here to do, is like literally to be able to evolve our own lineages and solve the curses.
To bring true light upon like one person. Like Kalki brought like like mountains of like evidence, right? And he's just like, just take a look at this, and I'm just like, he didn't even try to convince me. Like he did a little, but like he was just bringing up facts. He wasn't bringing up opinions.
Mm-hmm.
He was
That's
like
what I'm
very
saying. Some
scientific. He was
people
like
don't want to hear
PhD
that.
about it.
You know what I mean? Elijo, at the end of the day, most people, you know what they say to me when I tell them those are raped and tortured children and their flesh is being eaten for pleasure? People will be like, but it tastes so good. And I'm like, yo, did you hear me, bro? I said raped and tortured children. No joke. I said that to an ex yesterday. And she was like, though, it tastes good. And you know that about me. I like it.
Bro.
I'm like, yo, the world is sick. So sick. And so I gave up on trying to solve some people, but some people you talk to right away, you're African, so you get it. You know, it's a Rasta diet. But white people sometimes they don't get that shit because they never know what eating healthy means.
I struggle, bro. Like I'll still eat like cookies and shit, but like compared to eating like meat 3 times a day, like that's a massive improvement. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah. What kind of favorite
sure.
cookies? Chocolate chip?
Chocolate chip, bro.
Yo, I found some vegan chocolate chip cookies, 15 in a pack for $1.
Wow.
Organic, certified.
Bro,
They were overstocked, like almost expired.
Mm.
that's amazing. That's actually
Yeah,
insane. I
that's what
gotta
I
start
mean.
looking for vegan cookies. I forgot that they existed.
Yeah, no, they're bomb. Because like they taste good, they're better for you. It's like the health, like the byproducts, they make shit expire faster.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? So you can get them on overstock or on clearance much quicker. Yeah.
Hmm. See, I'm having
You eating
some
your pancake
now.
right now? What kind of sauce do you have on top of it?
Um, oh, I'm having pea soup right now. I
Okay.
just
How
I
about you
made the
do that
pancake.
pancake there?
I made the pancake, but I cooked the pea soup at the same time.
Oh, okay. Pea soup is good, but they don't make the peas taste like they used to. Long time ago, peas used to be taste sweet. So I remember they had this perfume smell and smell sweet pea. On sweet pea, I smell like, oh, that smells. I never smelled that before, and I know peas were supposed to be sweet.
Yeah.
But then again, our tomatoes are different from tomatoes in Europe because European tomatoes they have a different taste to it. Ours
Yo,
have
they're
a more
good, bro. They even have like it's kind of funny. Their washing machines have like wine, tomato, and like something else setting, like specifically for like you know what I mean.
wow.
It's pretty cool. That's like the one thing that I fuck with. Their washing machines are lit in the
Mm,
Mediterranean. Search it up.
you're right. But yeah,
Also, their diet is lit in the Mediterranean. They got very good like fish, like wild natural farming. They have
Yeah.
like a lot of very good like seafood and good diet there. Even if it isn't perfectly like non-carcinogen, it is relatively wild, so it balances out a little bit. It's not perfect, obviously. They won't live as long as somebody who's like a Rasta will live to like 120, 220, 320. Depends. It depends what like. You'll just stop counting years one day, right? You feel me? It'll just be
Yeah.
like it's the same thing with like I was talking with Calc, like Alcoholics Anonymous. It's like you just stop counting. Like you're just recovered at a certain point and you're able to drink. Like
Okay.
people don't get that. There are certain types that are not able to do that, but that's because they have this thing called lack of discipline, and they're called pussies. And that's
no,
not
they
put.
don't
No.
call me.
Hold on. No. Let me hold on. No. Let me tell you something. That does not mean the female organ. That means pusillanimous.
Oh, you're funny. You're trying to take it deep now.
I'm going hard, bro.
Hard.
I'm going hard because I know what the actual meaning of it is. I know that people use it derogatorily, and I'm most definitely not trying to go that route.
Yeah.
But there
Have you
I
this
is
girl
never
in high
an
school?
tried.
insult.
She called this other girl a cunt, and then she's like, "You can't say that." She said, "It just means a shell," and that's what it is. A conch is a shell. But the teacher said you calling her a cunt. It was like, oh, she knew the definition of that word, so therefore she got away with it. But it was like, we all know what she meant.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's like sometimes when I'm pissed off, I'll be like, "Son of a mother." That's my way of like cursing without cursing.
It's a good one.
Like somebody really pisses me off, I'll be like, "You son of a mother." But yo, I think I'm gonna call this a night because we've been rambling on for like fucking 4 hours, but it's been fun as shit, man. This has been awesome.
Yeah,
I love
learned a
this.
lot about different foods and stuff and nutrients. That's good.
Yeah. I said rambling. I'm just joking. We've been talking about super deep stuff. It's been amazing. Uh, But yo,
Our rambles are like super spiritual, bro. That's what you mean, yeah.
straight up, it's been an absolute pleasure to have both of you on here. I'm really, really grateful. And yeah, let's catch up soon for sure. I'll be doing this
I'm
again.
humbled.
Yes, man.
I'm just humbled for the space, bro. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Both of you. See, I feel like we're like co-hosts at this point, you know?
Yeah, bro. I fuck with that.
Yo, mad respect. Peace to everybody who's been in here, everybody who's listening still, everybody else, yo, that didn't like this Zuckerberg and all the other shit. Fuck all of you. Peace.
Peace out.